So today I'm talking about the no down payment and the no closing cost assistance program called NACA, which stands for the Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America. I'm going to go through the pros, the cons, and the process of getting started with NACA. So let's start with the pros. NACA is the only program that offers below market rate interest rates for their program. So as of right now, on their website, they are advertising that their current rate is a 4.75% for a 30-year fixed, which is far below the current market rate at the time. And this advertisement holds true. I have a client that is approved through NACA, and his interest rate is in fact 4.75%. In addition to that, you are allowed to buy down your own rate or use seller assistance or any other grants to buy down the rate even lower than it currently is at the point that you get approved. Now, the next pro is that there is no down payment and no closing costs. So for any buyers out there, you're responsible for two things, the down payment and the closing costs. But fortunately enough, with this program, you don't have to worry about either. The particular lender, which is either going to be Bank of America or Citibank, will be the ones paying your closing costs, and the down payment is rolled into the loan. Now, here's another thing. There is no mortgage insurance. So the typical mortgage, especially like an FHA, you have something called mortgage insurance, which is an extra payment on top of your mortgage, your taxes, your principal, and your interest that you have to pay. The mortgage insurance protects the money itself just in case of default, which is different than homeowners insurance, which protects the actual home in the case of fire or any other emergency that may damage the home. Now, the next pro with NACA is you can purchase multifamily homes. They allow you to go up to or over $1 million depending on the area that the home is in. Now, with the multifamily homes, they use the income from the other units. So, for example, if your approval amount is $300,000, you could possibly get into a $700,000 or $800,000 mortgage when it comes to a multifamily home, because the other units will be contributing to your monthly mortgage payments, which is a fast track way to wealth. Now, last but not least, this is not limited to first-time home buyers. However, at the time of your approval, you cannot own any other piece of real estate. Now, here are the cons to the NACA mortgage program. The first con, it is a longer process to the approval. This isn't like a traditional lender. With NACA, you actually have to attend a home buyer's workshop. Then you have to set up a meeting with a NACA counselor. And then after that, you have to submit documentation and wait for NACA to approve your documents. And then after that, you have to set up another meeting with the NACA counselor. Now, this process, if you're someone that has their finances together, you have good credit, you have all of your documents, this process could take up to 3 months. Now, if you're someone that has, some credit issues, you may not have all your documents, well, this process could take a year up to 2 years, depending on what's needed. And the reason why is because you have to schedule with these counselors. They're busy. You have to find time on their schedule. This is a large program versus you working with a local lender where they have a lot more time. You can get pre-approved through a local lender 24 to 48 hours to maximum a week, depending on their workload. So that's the con as far as getting to the actual approval is NACA takes a lot longer, unfortunately. Now, here's the next con. With NACA, there are more and longer contingencies. For example, NACA requires a 10-day inspection period. They require a 10-day termite inspection period versus if you use a traditional lender, the inspection is totally up to you. But NACA wants to review the home inspection. Now, with a traditional lender, you pay for, of course, your own home inspection in both cases, but you don't need 10 days for a home inspection. You can schedule a home inspection and only need a 5-day window, right? Because most home inspectors will give you the home inspection the day of the home inspection. So you can look at it and say, hey, I don't like this, I don't like that. And you can give feedback to the seller, or you can say, hey, I love this, I want to move forward. Versus with NACA, that home inspection has to be submitted and it has to go through their system and go through their process for them to also approve it in addition to your personal approval on that home inspection. So unfortunately, this is something that could turn off sellers and the listing agents is these longer wait times because most sellers want to get their money and sell their home as fast as possible. So adding more contingencies sometimes can be a turnoff to different sellers depending on the situation. Now, if the home has been sitting for a while, it's a lot different. Now, here's the third con. There are longer close times. NACA asks for a 40-day plus closing period. Versus traditional lenders, they can close on these homes in 20 to 25 days. Again, that's just another turnoff to a seller or to a listing agent, especially in a competitive market. Now, here's the last con, is the wait times. Now, I know I mentioned a wait time just to get to the approval, yes, but I'm talking about the wait time for you to put in an offer. Now, let's just say, for example, it's Friday, a home comes on the market and you love it and you want to go see it. You go see it and you check it out. Well, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait to put in your offer. NACA gives you a blank approval up front, but that approval doesn't have a number on it. And listing agents will not present offers that do not have pre-approval letters with an actual approval number. So with NACA, once you find the home you want, your agent, myself hopefully, will have to submit certain documents to NACA, and NACA has to approve those documents, and then they come back and issue the letter. And unfortunately, on the weekends, they're not open. So if you submit these documents on a Saturday, technically that's Monday, and you will get it 24 hours later, which is Tuesday. But when it comes to a competitive market and you have a hot home that hits the market on a Friday or a Saturday, a lot of agents on a hot home will say, hey, all offers are due Monday morning. Well, you could potentially miss that window because NACA has to look at the home, or look at the price. They have to know the insurance. They have to know the taxes before they just spit out a pre-approval on that home. Now, versus a traditional lender where you can call them, Saturday, you can call them on a Sunday. I've reached out to lenders, 1 a.m. on Saturday mornings just to get a deal done. They're okay with it because that's how this process works a lot of times. We'll be working on the offer late at night and they're okay with that. But NACA doesn't work that way, right? So that's the con with dealing with a traditional lender that you can actually reach out to, send a text message to, email, talk to instantly, get your numbers, get an updated letter instantly, and not have to wait several business days or a business day just to get these things done. Now, on to the process of getting started with NACA. Step 1 to get NACA qualified is to attend a home buyer's workshop. Now, after you complete the workshop, the next step is to set up a meeting with a NACA counselor, and you have to sit in person, face-to-face, for about 2 hours or so for what they call intake. Now, in this intake session, they will have or help you create a plan of action to purchase your home, provide you with the steps moving forward after your counseling session. Now, from there, they will give you a list of documents that you have to upload online. I'll put that list up just for you to see. Now, after you upload those documents, you then have to set up a follow-up session. Now, the follow-up session doesn't always have to be in person at the local NACA office. It can actually be a virtual meeting. Now, at the conclusion of this virtual meeting, the NACA counselor will do what they call underwriting on your file and submit it to the mortgage department for the approval, and may or may not come back with any conditions that may need to be addressed or any other document requests. So I just wanted to put together a short video to kind of give you all an idea of how the NACA program works. Again, it is a lot more lengthy than working with a traditional lender, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. Again, there are no down payment, there's no closing costs, and there's no mortgage insurance, which are the plus, in addition to having a lower rate than what any other lender can offer you. So I'm interested in hearing what you all think. Let me know down in the comments. And if you ever have any questions or if you need any assistance, feel free to reach out to me. My information is always down below. Thanks for watching.